When you first log in, you'll see your dashboard, this little house icon on the left. And on your dashboard, you'll see the number of days remaining until your target test day, how many questions you've answered in the last 90 days, and how many assignments you have in progress, not started or completed. You expand the tabs on the left by clicking this arrow. And here you can see what they stand for. So let's say you wanted to learn about a particular topic. You just go to Learning Center. And I advise everybody to start here anyways, so you can zero in on the topics that you think you're having trouble with. And the topics are divided in the same way that the ARRT content specifications are divided. So let's say you wanted to learn about something in procedures, say extremities. Let's say you wanted to do, for example, body planes. You click body planes and then you could read all about it. Information is easily understood. And if there are questions, there would be a second tab. You could just answer that question and submit your answer. And you do that for each of these. All right, let's look at the other tabs. You can practice. You can create a random quiz or create your own quiz. Random quiz, it will select 10 questions for you. Create your own quiz. You can then select test mode, practice mode, or simulation mode. Practice mode is not as stringent. And then you can either select unanswered questions or all questions are those you got incorrect or those that you skipped, right? I recommend when I start doing a question, I'm going to advise you what I think you should do for best practice. And you could select the difficulty level. So you can either select all or just select hard questions, right? And then you could also search for items. Let's say you wanted to learn about the X-ray tube. Let's see, type in tube in here. Tube. You see a bunch of topics coming up. And then you could just select from those. So I say X-ray tube, and there will be a bunch of questions in the that pertain to the X-ray tube. And you can select learning objectives, meaning you could either select patient care, procedures, safety, or image production. Or you can select all of them. And then you could just type in how many of these questions you want to use. Your study plan, I think, is important, especially for those of you who are, say, 6 months out from your test date. Your study plan, you should just select what your test date is. And your prep mode, aggressive is obviously going to be the one that's more demanding. Those of you who are farther out from your test day, I'd say a year or so, or even a year and a half, use moderate. Moderate or relaxed. And then do you want a weekly report? Never, or weekly. And then the question type, do you want only unanswered questions or do you want all questions? And this will give you a little chart of what your progress is. How are you doing? Are you meeting your goal? That kind of thing. A mock exam, you can create mock exams on here. The RAD Review mock exam contains 200 questions. And this is good to test yourself to see how well you're doing and how well you're doing in an exam setting. All right. And assignments, if there are assignments that have been assigned by your educator, you'll see them pop up here and you'd complete them. And then your professor will see your grade and what you got wrong. You can also review your stuff. And then here you can view your own reports of how you've been doing. Pretty simple. This is very useful. I've been using this for many years. All right, take it easy.